Hello everyone, welcome back. So we're going to be working on the helpsie today. Making the models, making the style, making the look, and we're just going to get right into it. So first things first, I'm drawing all of the textures by hand. In 1.0 I had envisioned this magical paper land full of kids' drawings, and I tried to execute that, did a horrible job. It was very difficult to even tell what was going on. It just looked like a black and white version of Rotnik. For 2.0, I'm gonna do it right this time. So all of the textures are being drawn completely by hand by me. They are all being scanned in using my printer, and then they're all somewhat manipulated in Photoshop to make them look even better. But none of the textures are created in Photoshop. They're all scanned on. I have all of the textures laying on my floor right next to me. But I love this style so much. It turned out so much better than I expected. And you're gonna see as this video goes on, it just continues to get more and more put together, and it's so cool. So I'm scanning the pictures now, making them look all pretty, and then I import them into my computer using just the default Windows Scanner app. You could probably do this at home. And I put it right into Photoshop, and then I will go and I'll crop it in, and then I will make sure it looks good, and I'll realign stuff so that it fits properly and put it in my master texture sheet. So one thing that I've learned during making 2.0 is I want to use master texture sheets a whole lot more, because they're more efficient, they're more optimized, and they're kind of better in all of the ways. So you can see me adding it into Blender here, and then I'm scaling it properly and then making sure it looks good, and then I had to fix some of the borders because they weren't looking good. I am using, for this part of the game, I am using like a technique. It's almost like a decal in Unity, but I'm not able to my rendering engine in Unity doesn't support decals. And decals are just projections onto the mesh, right? So I'm kind of faking it here. You can see I'm faking some ground, and then I'm creating like this window seal at the top to make it look a little bit prettier and make sure it doesn't look all crappy and boring. That's basically the entirety of this video, how I'm making Venge not boring anymore. And you can see me struggling to create the little window seal thing. It was actually incredibly difficult to make look right, and I think I got it eventually. Hopefully it's not too long. I'm like watching this live as I'm recording this. Okay, so then what I'm doing here is I'm like taking in all these other little doodles that I've drawn on my paper, and I'm getting rid of all their backgrounds, putting them in, fitting them in wherever I can, and then I'm going to use these to like decorate the walls and decorate the floors and make them look even more alive. And you'll notice a lot of like eyeball themes and triangles, and that's because obviously that helps use a triangle with an eyeball. So tiny little foreshadowing there. And you can see that I'm using like decal or these PNG layers on top of each other, and it's really working pretty good. And then if I put it a little bit above the surface, like a tiny bit, it creates like this shadow underneath it, which makes it look even better. It was a happy little accident there. Just adding a ton of little detail, a ton of eyeballs, ton of spooky moons, and all sorts of things like that. For this style, I low-key am like really inspired by The Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that like grimy look almost, and I thought that the helpsie area would look really cool with that sort of vibe. And you can see that I'm adding like the break room sign, and like it's all around pretty cool. And then of course the walls are like glowing, and they glow in like this really cool pattern that I can control the colors, and like they move around, and that was inspired by Elsa's ice castle from Frozen. I loved the way that the light seeped through the ice and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. You can see here I'm adding this sign for Drop of Death. I didn't actually ever do anything with the sign. I was originally gonna have like a hole that you could fall through, but I like the sign, so I'm gonna keep it. And just like getting it into Unity, making sure it looks all good, and you can see here that everything's importing properly. I'm getting all the material set up. Look at that, it looks really cool in game. And all the signs, but it like looks kind of crappy right now. So you can see here I'm doing the lighting, I'm making sure it looks pretty. This whole area doesn't need a lot of lighting because the walls naturally glow, so I don't really have to worry about that too much, but it is helpful to like accent certain things. You can see I'm lighting up the sign with this really cool like cookie, which a cookie is like a shadow of a light, so it like forces the light to take a certain shape, and it is so overpowered, and it makes lighting look so cool. And then I'm adding a fake volumetric light, which pretends there's fog in the air when there really isn't. And you can see here it looks pretty good. I think you can see my excitement in the chat right around here. I'm jumping on the tables. And the tables are like they're almost like they act like springs, and they kind of, if you put weight on them, then they dock down, and if you take weight off, then they bounce up, and it was a whole thing to code. But you can see I'm like putting break room lights. I'm just doing the lighting basically. Lighting is one of my fortes. That's the thing that I like doing the most when it comes to like animating and making videos and also making games. I really like, yeah, there it is. I really like how how strong lighting is and how lighting can really like convey a scene. So here I am again, painting more textures, drawing more textures by hand with my crayons. I actually broke that black crayon and I have not been able to get a new one, so I'm gonna have to go reinvest in that. But I'm drawing the cabinets here, and then I draw a little thing. And here's the door that you will see in a second. So it's a little long, there we go. And so taking this into Photoshop, getting it all set up, and I really liked this door here because like because I really don't know how to use color, to be honest. In this area, like I feel like the color is a little bit tricky because the walls are naturally colored, you know? And so I still don't know what I'm gonna do, but for the most part it's black and white. And so I made the door red. I kind of like how the door is red, and then I'm cutting out the door now so that it looks extra 3D and extra lifelike and things such as that. And opening the door here, which I think I'm gonna actually make this a dynamic door. So right now it's like hard built in to be like static, but I think I should make it dynamic because I feel like that'd be more cool. Just generally adding on all this stuff. I made the tables, copied them around a little bit, and you can see here I'm playing it for one of the first times, and I'm just loving the style. I really love how the vibes it gives, and I love like all of it. You can see I go through the sink because I forgot the mesh here, but you know, having fun. Making this helpsie area is legitimately the most fun I've ever had when designing a map. Like, I'm having so much fun doing things practically. I'm definitely gonna do things practically in the future more. It's so much fun. I was thinking of like having a clay style. I think that'd be really, really cool. I don't know, let me know in the comments. So you can see I drew this like little picture of like a spring coming out of the ground, and then inverted it, made 2 copies of it, and I'm gonna use this as like the background for the windows because I don't know if you remember 1.0, but I had that sort of same thing where I had little pictures behind windows. And so I'm just trying to stay as truthful to 1.0 as I can without sacrificing quality, which is difficult. It's very easy to just like completely want to restart everything, but I'm trying my best to stay true because like 1.0 has a certain charm to it, and I want to keep that charm intact, but I don't know if I can. So you can see here's the finished product with the tables and the outside window. You can see I'm jumping on the tables and having fun with those. They're actually so fun. Like, I'm pretty sure every player is going to jump on these tables because they're so fun. Like, legitimately, probably my favorite thing about the area. So, I moved on to this hallway over here. I added the door, which was going to do something again, forgot, and just didn't make it do anything. And I'm just kind of creating the mesh and making it so it looks like a stairway to the next point. And then at the top of the staircase, it's going to lead to the helpsie's castle where the helpsie lives. And you can see me fixing the UVs. One of my pet peeves is fixing UVs. I hate UVs so much. They're so difficult and annoying, and they should be deleted. Not really, but you can see I struggled making these pillars for so long. You can't see it in the video, but it's been like a good while. So then I actually came up with the idea to just hand draw the pillar tops and into little capsules, and you can see that's what I do here, and that's what I ended up settling with because I really like it. I think it looks like weirdly cartoony and weirdly finalized. Like, it looks good, but I don't know, like, it doesn't look like, if you stare at it for too long it starts to look weird, but if you just do that and it's that, and I think it looks decent. I'm creating the staircase here, making it look all bouncy and fluid and stuff, kind of fun. And you may be wondering why I'm working on the helpsie area of Act 1 when I should be working on Act 2, and like, maybe, I don't know, start with a cartoonist or something. Well, I've really been struggling with the style of Act 1 flipped, and so I figured it would be easier to start with the style that I was already comfortable aka the helpsie, and a style that I knew I could do, the helpsie, and then like go from there for future areas. And I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm probably gonna do laserette next, because laserette is gonna be like this forest, Alice in Wonderland forest. It'll be pretty cool. But yeah, and then day 2 for act 2, I can't do anything yet because I'm waiting for voice lines. But I think that is like all the video that I recorded. I wanted to record a little bit more, but I wasn't able to, which is kind of sad. But that's all for now. Let me know if you thought this was interesting at all, if you want me to do more of these, or maybe not. I don't know, let me know in the comments. Thank you to the Patreons. I listed your name earlier in the video. Thank you to everyone who comments on the video, like for engagement, and does all that stuff. If you bought Venge, thank you so much. Like, it means so much to me, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to like do this. It's so cool, and I hope to make it up to you guys with Venge 2.0. And so, thank you all, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye!